Same time toys, one more time, guys. Here we go. All right, so this is gonna be a once over of my World Eaters army for Warhammer 40K. This is my favorite army. I've been playing this army for the better part of 20 years. It was just plain Chaos Space Marines before. Now it's World Eaters. This model up front is Karn the Betrayer. He is one bad son of a bitch. If you ever get a chance to read a book called Betrayer, check it out. It's awesome. One thing you will notice about this army is I do not have Lord Invocatus. I do not have Angron. These are my cultists. These guys are awesome. They are Age of Sigmar models, modded up to be cultists. And this was before the Jackals came out. I have no Jackals in this army, and I have no new Space Marines. These is all old stuff. There's a Hellbrute with 2 Hellbrute fists. That arm right there was cut off another model and spliced into that one. That was a pain in the neck. But actually it fit quite well. Pile of skulls, because skulls for the Skull Throne. These are demons known as Bloodletters. This was the original Skull Taker model. He has been modified. He has an old Demon Prince head and a pretty bad axe. But I do love my Bloodletters. They are my favorite demons. Everything about Khorne, I love it. This model right here, I use it as a Demon Prince with wings. I couldn't tell you what it is. It's a War Machine model. Buddy of mine gave me the Krix army, I believe, to sell for him. And to be honest, I don't think I sold him, and I don't know what happened to him. There somewhere. But he is a very cool model. Fits the theme quite well. That model there is the original Bloodthirster. He is all metal. If you pick that guy up and threw him at somebody, you'd probably kill him. This is the new Bloodthirster. As you can see, there is quite a difference in size. Even with the wings, that guy comes up to his knees. I mean, it's ridiculous. That is the original Be'lakor model with Tyranid wings. It was a pretty cool conversion. I sometimes run him as a Demon Prince, but that is my Demon Prince. He is from Creature Caster, and he has 2 Bloodthirster axes in his hands because I didn't like the way he was modeled from Creature Caster. And when you build this guy, you get extra pieces. This model is the Khitan Ravager. It's a Forge World model. Cost me the better part of 200 bucks. I can no longer take him to tournaments. He is illegal to use. Just a crock of shit, if you ask me. And all this thing ever did was die. It very, very rarely made its points back for me in a tournament setting. He was just there for a rule of cool. And he was completely magnetized at one point in time. He is no longer. Got a skull with a vertebrae coming off the back of his helmet. There's the skull with the vertebrae it's attached to. I just love this thing. I had a head from what was it? It's the Thousand Suns Void Dragon, Void Beast. I'll show it up on the screen. But I think it looks almost just as cool with that head on there. Do that if you're going for the demon look. So we have a Khitan Ravager, a Bloodthirster, a War Machine model, a Bloodthirster, a named Demon Prince, old, and a Creature Caster Demon Prince. Not bad for the first 2 feet by 2 feet. Now this next board, it's all my Berserkers and support units. You don't need much support with Berserkers. All right, so this is my first squad of 8. I have 8 squads of 8. If you didn't know, Khorne's number is 8. This is the original Kharn model. I use him as a champion. Put them next to each other. There is a big difference. But 2 very cool models of a very badass character with rich lore. These guys back in the day were my favorite unit of Berserkers. There was a lot of time and love put into these guys. As you can see, they are on the wrong size base. So basically I can't even play them anyway. Another squad of 8. Another squad of 8 that a buddy of mine painted for me. I have a Juggernaut of Khorne with a Lord on its back. Just something I kit bashed together. I thought it was really cool though. I've never had any problems with it in the game. Hell, I've actually used him as Lord Invocatus before. Not that I would in a tournament. But this guy is straight pimpin'. Next to him is a Dark Apostle with his 2 disciples. If you can see that book, that came out amazing. I spent way too much time on this model. Next to them is a Lord of Possession. It'll be on the screen. Usually there's no Psychers in a World Eater's army because they have the Butcher's Nails and it drove the Psychers insane. Made their heads explode, killed a whole bunch of their own guys. It was just a bad thing all the way around. These are the new Obliterator models. I absolutely adore these models. They're so badass, especially compared to the originals. But these are version 3. Behind them are Possessed. I use them as my 8-bound. Supposed to be 8 demons trapped inside of 1 body. But I think they are badass. I think this is a Blood Slaughterer from Age of Sigmar. He totally fit though. This is a Venom Crawler. Another model I spent way too much time on for what it does. It's actually quite cool in game, but only having one of them doesn't really do it for you. Anything in Warhammer, if you want it to live or you want it to do anything, you need at least 2 of them. My Lord Discordant. People like to call him the Disco Lord. Not worth his points anymore, but still a badass unit. Defiler in the background. At one point in time, that was a standard. But that's what we think of Yellow Marines. Comment if you know what a Yellow Marine is. A Rhino. Actually, the front of that Rhino, that piece right there, is a keychain. I thought it fit, it looked great. This on the back of it is a 3rd edition Cauldron of Blood from the Dark Elves. The skull inside the Cauldron of Blood. That's right, it's a Deadite. It's an Evil Dead toy, imagine that. Okay, we got 3 more rhinos. These are adorned with pieces from, what's it called? The Khitan Ravager. This rhino has Forge World doors and the front piece from Forge World. Very cool. Another squad of berserkers. These guys are actually legionnaires, but for all intents and purposes, they're berserkers now. Another squad of 8 berserkers. These 3 squads and the squad up by Karn in the front are the only ones that have the appropriate size bases. I mean, it just is what it is. Let's get a back shot of the Khitan. And it is a demon engine. Basically just has a demon running it. Very cool. Those are the wings on the Bloodthirster. As you can see, about the size of my hand. He's a big model. Let's see. I have 4 spawns. They were really great in this army before it got nerfed. But then the nerf wasn't really a nerf, it just got better rules, I guess. That's my favorite one. He has the actual corn head. That squad of berserkers again. And there's the Forge World door. Got a sword hanging off the back just because I thought it was cool. And there is the other door from Forge World. Very cool stuff. This is my favorite army, has been my favorite army, will always be my favorite army. But like all Forge World, I'm probably $400 away from playing this on the tabletop again, at least the way I want it to. But blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne. Probably didn't learn anything, but if you know what this stuff is, I hope you enjoyed it. So much time was put into painting and converting. I mean, so many conversions. Like this, almost this entire squad has skulls for heads. I mean, these guys here, they have the old Warhammer Fantasy heads. The old water transfers. You gotta love it. I mean, I thoroughly enjoy this army. That red stuff on the base that looks like blood is 2-part packing foam. I had a job where I had to use packing foam in the bags, and I would run a small bag and peel it apart before it started to expand, so I could get that. Skeletons that lost their heads, skulls for the skull throne. But like, share, and subscribe. Let me know if you guys like this Warhammer content, because I have quite a few more armies that I can do. I still have a guard army and a Blood Angels army and an Ultramarine army. The Blood Angels and the Ultramarines are mixed together just because I was trying to come up with a good list. So they're all together as one. That Dark Apostle, man, I spent so much time painting that son of a bitch. All hand painted with a brush, guys. The book came out the best, though. Even the flames aren't that bad. I gave them the blood dripping down out of the book, the blue and green flames. Tried to give it that weird warp look. Even the Juggerlord that I made. But like I said, like, share, and subscribe. We're just over 15.5 minutes. Enjoy. See ya.